and being replaced by the clean water from the running tap. So he's just trying to give us an example that one person alone can change, one person mentality alone can change the whole of the nation. A president who don't have a vision, who is very clueless, it can lead the people also to a non-direction destination. So one person alone can change the mindset of it. They say this is the same thing we can do in our country where it seems like the whole system is to be corrupted. They tell you that politics is a dirty game, so don't get involved. And I ask, then how do we make the change? We all know that I just quote that say politics is a dirty game. Everybody say politics is a dirty game. Now, we don't want to go into the politics, and we are still complaining, still shouting at the people that is into the politics. If we don't go into the politics and make it right, then who else will go there and make it right? So politics is not all about a dirty game. We all can go and change the whole system. You don't have to wait until you get into the system to make positive change. You can start from wherever you are. Yes, as an NYSC Corp member, a student, you stay in the village, just anywhere you are, start. So you don't have to take a leadership position for you to make a change. So anywhere you are, you can make a change. You can make a positive change anywhere you are. Being a leader in your CDS, being a leader in maybe a small group or so, or even in your environment, in the village where you are serving, you can still make that positive change. You don't need to get to the top for you to be a president or for you to be a senator to make the change. In your local place, you can still make a change. Until every one of us learn to stand for truth, integrity, there is no hope for our country. So we all need to stand up for truth and integrity, and it should start with us, little by little. If 5 of our friends can say, okay, this person is truthful, this person has integrity, then also can build the habits, they can also take up the culture. So everyone needs to learn how to stand truth and have integrity. If not, for our country, there is no hope. We are talking about the new Nigeria where everybody's input matter. We are talking about every one of us leading from behind and following at the same time. And permit me to inform you that you don't need a position to lead, just like I said before. Then apart from the quote he said, then we did an interactive section. Now in the interactive section, we asked a question. If you were to be elected as the president of Nigeria, mention one thing that will be your top priority. So we asked some people, if you were to be the president today, now you are the president of Nigeria, what would be your top priority? Some people gave response that the first thing they will do, they will tackle tribal sentiments. Some say value proposition, some say new constitution, some will say tackle discipline, another person say education, to enlighten people about everything. So just a few people response. So for the new people that came today, you can just go home and ask yourself, if you were to be a president today, what is the top priority you do for the people and your country? The next question that was asked, as a Nigeria, tell your opinion about Nigeria disintegrating. That is, they're trying to view people that, okay, what is your say in Nigeria? Should we separate? Should we not separate? Now, everybody that spoke last week said, no, Nigeria should not separate. And they gave their reasons. Some say we need everybody to grow. If we separate, there's no way we can all grow together. So some people say for Nigeria not to separate, we need everybody to grow. Some said we should stop listening to each other and start thinking together and develop solutions on how to grow together. So these are some responses that people gave. To grow, we must change as individuals before our nation can change. So to grow as individuals, we must change first before our nation can change, because we also are the nation. If we don't change, there's no way the nation will change. So these were part of the things that we discussed last week. So they're just trying to tell us to embrace national change. We don't have to get to the top before we become that positive change. We can start from wherever we are. So any question, any question or contribution, if you want to add something from the previous class, like people that came last week, anything.
where I can remember he talked about his corporate social responsibility. He said he now said something it came up that related to it, which is personal social responsibility, which we will try and see to it, embrace it, that personal social responsibility.
Thank you. That's a good one.
Alright. If I can recall correctly, one of the things we actually deliberated on was whether Nigeria should separate or whether we should be one still. And he also mentioned one sacrosanct matter about the whole thing, that the one thing that he will do, he was president of Nigeria, was to tackle the educational system. And with a whole lot of reasons, I actually find that interesting. Education is the one thing that actually, that if people have, will not be where we are today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other person?
Good afternoon. Although what we discussed last week, it was very interesting. Even I tried to even bow the ideal of a God that even speak to us and even tell us more about the nation building. Even I appreciate him. Then based on the question and answer we go on, yeah, I think I talk about the constitution general, because I know by the time the constitution is changed, all other policy we are trying to chip in will be very smooth for us to move on, because the leader we have now, what we've seen as this setback is the constitution of 18. By the time, at least sometime he present to the National Assembly, we see by they begin to oh, we went with this thing due to one thing or the other. But I think the constitution is favoring to every majority decision, as in is, I think, being education or whatever, it will be a very smooth way for us. So that is only what I'm seeing there. But I think by the time we continue, when the program go a long way, I think when people listen, I think something positive will come.
Thank you very much. We've all said it all. So I believe everyone understood. Nation building is a process, and everyone has a contribution to it to make that process come to pass. So with clapping ovation, let's welcome the Managing Director of Seed of Abraham Technology, the person of Mr. Abraham Oni.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you doing today? Okay. I remember when we entered October, which is our independence, we entered this topic of nation building. And there is no better time to discuss such very important topic in our nation than in a month like October. It's a topic that is very, very important, that could be discussed all through the year. But the better part of the year, whereby we need to put more attention and focus on the issue of nation building for us, is our month of independence, which is October. Nigeria is 59, as at 1st of October this year, 2019. And we said a lot of things as regards nation building. However, we are able to itemize a whole lot of things, which one of the key components of that is that we said nation building is a responsibility for all. Do you remember saying something like that? Yeah. Because I have seen people thinking that nation building is all about what Mr. President can do for Nigeria, forgetting the fact that he's only there for a little while. After some time, he's out of office. So it's not about what the government can do for us. It's about what we can do for our nation. I think that's the foundation of what we'll be building on. That nation building is all inclusive. Nation building is what? All inclusive. Can I have that PowerPoint? I just want to show something. Just the first slide. Now, if we look at this PowerPoint, on the screen, you see nation building, a responsibility for all, for every one of us. But as my habit, even though I stopped a little while, but I'm going to pick that up today, I do like to start my class with a little short video, which will be the very good takeoff point for me. Before we play that video, one of the reasons why I selected that particular video, which is just like, I think 4 minutes, is because I've been trying to explain to us that this nation building can only be achieved if individual of us would develop ourselves. Personal development first. When everybody works on themselves, when personal development is in place, and you become a transformed person via the tool of personal development, you are able to become the better version of yourself through dedicated, well-focused, and intentional effort. What will happen is that when you are transformed, you have a renewed mind about an ideal Nigeria, and you embraced it, and you do the same, it will show in the whole nation. Do you agree with me? That's the truth. That's the truth. But if we're only expecting one good person to come to power and the whole thing will change, then he might be trying his best. But if we are not ready to change ourselves, people will be sabotaging every effort of that government. Do you agree with me? There will be some good people who will come into office and they will have good intentions, but there will be other people who will be sabotaging, who will be destroying the good work they are doing. So it starts from we first, working on ourselves. And that's why I came up with that slogan, that personal development for corporate and national what? Advancement. Personal development for corporate and national development. So, the video I'm about to play is something that will also help you on your journey, on your personal development journey. And the man was talking, it's a little interview between, just two person, right? But the man really hit some points, and I really want us to look at some of those points, because they are very, very valid point. Very, very valid point. And some of you will never change except to address some of the things this man is sharing with us. If you want to see the better you want to become the best version of yourself, what this man is discussing with us, you truly need to put it into consideration. Mr. Emma, please, can we have the video? Just 4 minutes or just...
There's time to laugh and there's time to work.
So when you're telling them to leave, it's because now you've changed. Then now they say, hey,
that's okay. That's fine. As long as within yourself, you know you're doing it to get better and you're not really putting someone else down or making them feel bad about themselves. But there comes a time that you have to think about yourself. Because some people who are fun are people who will take you to your grave. You understand what I'm saying? You can't be laughing from Monday to Sunday. There's a time to work. There's a time to be serious. You must hang around people who challenge you. Not people who laugh at your jokes all the time. People who will tell you, let's do business. Not let's go and have shisha all the time. People who will say, people are thinking this low, we need to think that high. People who challenge you to be better academically, to be better as a person. You understand? But remember, there are people around you who are happy because you are playing in mediocrity or celebrating average success. You understand? When you are with people who celebrate average success, they're the ones who are holding the key to your mortuary.
Yeah.
So you have to say goodbye, go. If you want to be better, hang out people who are where you aspire to be. People who will make you feel naked. People who will make you feel less educated, not by them putting you down, but by being around them. People who, when you tell them you want to go on holiday, and you say you want to Mombasa, they say, no, we are going for a conference in South Africa. Entrepreneurs. Not people who will tell you, oh, let's go and have fun, let's go and drink ourselves silly, let's go and sleep around. No, not at all. People who will challenge you by how they're living their lives. And you will aspire to get to where they are. As you get to where they are, there are people behind you who will also aspire to where you are. So catch me if you can kind of friendship is what you need. Not let's be on the same radar. I mean, if I want to be a good presenter, let me hang around you. I cannot hang around a representative presenter if I want to be a good TV presenter. But I'm not saying you hate them, but they're people you must love from far.
Are you saying that we want one thing, but we do another?
Absolutely.
So you want to be wealthy, but you also want to sit at home every day.
You want to be wealthy, but your mind is full of poverty. In fact, you are the headquarters of poverty because it starts up here.
So you want to be fit, and you
don't
want
go
to
to
be
the
trim, but you watch gym videos while eating.
Yes, and that's where people are.
Yeah.
You picture this beautiful lifestyle. You picture this thing that you want to be. But remember, it's not an abracadabra. You must make some steps. Blood, sweat, and tears must be there.
And we need to want to work. We need
You
to
have
want to push
you have to
ourselves.
work towards where you want to be.
Yeah.
So today, you have to look at the mistakes you've made today and make sure you don't tomorrow. You know, and say. One thing is that you must say goodbye to some people. Show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. You understand? To you and for your upward mobility. You must have people who can rebuke you and tell you, listen, this is not how it's. Some people who laugh at your jokes, every day.
Yeah.
Believe you me, you're not going nowhere.
They're like, yes, man.
Yeah. People who are telling you, I think you are the best. Those are the worst. And unfortunately, most of us hang around people who tell us what we want to hear.
Because it feels good.
But the results, the repercussions are not good.
But it feels good though, doesn't it?
Yeah, but after some time, when
You get
you're
it.
70 and not married,
Yeah.
will they be telling you the same things? Some will be dead. Some will be laughing at you. You'll be sitting under a tree, very single and broke, broker than a church mouse. And then you start asking them, where were you?
Yeah.
But I hang around people who challenge me. People who can tell me, Robert, I think you're messing around here.
Yeah.
And as they challenge me, there are people who follow me that I challenge them as well. You understand? So please, whoever's listening, look at the people around you and start saying goodbye to them. If you hang around people who only send you, please call me thank yous every day, you're in the wrong crowd. Thinking this low, we need to think that high. People who challenge you to be better academically, to be better as a person. You understand? But remember, there are people around you who are happy because you are playing in mediocrity or celebrating average success. You understand? When you are with people who celebrate average success, they're the ones who are holding the key to your mortuary.
Yeah.
So you have to say goodbye, go. If you want to be better, hang around people who are where you aspire to be. People who will make you feel naked. There's time to laugh and there's time to work.
So when you're telling them to leave, it's because now you've changed. Then now they say, hey, Uburale, excuse me, amebadilika.
That's okay. That's fine. As long as within yourself, you know you're doing it to get better and you're not really putting someone else down, making them feel bad about themselves. But there comes a time that you have to think about yourself. Because some people who are fun are people who will take you to your grave. You understand what I'm saying? You can't be laughing from Monday to Sunday. There's a time to work. There's a time to be serious. You must hang around people who challenge you. Not people who laugh at your jokes all the time. People who will tell you, let's do business. Not let's go and have shisha all the time. People who will say, you know, people are thinking this low, we need to think that high. People who challenge you to be better academically, to be better as a person. You understand? But remember, there are people around you who are happy because you are playing in mediocrity or celebrating average success. You understand? When you are with people who celebrate average success, they're the ones who are holding the key to your mortuary.
Yeah.
So you have to say goodbye, go. If you want to be better, hang around people who are where you aspire to be. People who will make you feel naked. People who will make you feel less educated, not by them putting you down, but by being around them. People who, when you tell them you want to go on holiday, and you say you want to go to Mombasa, they say, no, we are going for a conference in South Africa for entrepreneurs. Not people who will tell you, oh, let's go and have fun, let's go and drink ourselves silly, let's go and sleep around. No, not at all. People will challenge you by how they're living their lives. And you will aspire to get to where they are. And as you get to where they are, there are people behind you who will also aspire to where you are. So catch me if you can kind of friendship is what you need. Not let's be on the same radar. You know, I mean, if I want to be a good presenter, let me hang around you. I cannot hang around a radio presenter. I want to be a good TV presenter. But I'm not saying you hate them. But they're people you must love from far.
Are you saying that we want one thing, but we do another?
Absolutely.
So you want to be wealthy, but you also want to sit at home every day.
You want to be wealthy, but your mind is full of poverty. In fact, you are the headquarters of poverty because it starts up here.
So you want to be fit, and you,
You
want
don't
to
go
be
to the
trim, but you watch gym videos while eating.
Yes, and that's where people are.
Yeah.
You picture this beautiful lifestyle. You picture this thing that you want to be. But remember, it's not an abdabra. You must make some steps. Blood, sweat, and tears must be there.
And we need to want to work. We need
You
to
have
want to push
you have to
ourselves.
work toward where you want to be.
Yeah.
So today, you have to look at the mistakes you've made and make sure you don't make them tomorrow. You know, and say, well, the one thing is that you must say goodbye to some people. Show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. You understand? And the problem is, it's easy to let go of people you don't like. But sometimes people you may not necessarily like are the ones who are important to you and for your upward mobility. You must have people who can rebuke you and tell you, listen, this is not how it's supposed to be done. If you want to be better tomorrow, you have to be around people who will not necessarily tell you what you...
You heard that, right? Personal development that will transit into national what? Development. But for that personal development to be effective, we are being shown the role of companions. Who are your companions? Who do you hang out with? Who are the people that hang around you? It's high time we begin to be selective. I'm telling you. If you really want to be successful, you want to be great, you rub minds with great minds. People that will challenge you, that there's more to your life than what your current experience is. People that their life, their success is pushing you to want to do more. It's pushing you to want to achieve more. It's pushing you to want to succeed more. Not people that make you feel good temporarily by telling you are okay, you are nice, nothing do you, you are okay, and you begin to shake your head like you have arrived, and you have never even started. It's a difficult decision. Every great things come with a price tag. Do you agree with me? And one of the price tag might be that you have to do away with some certain friends. It might be very difficult. Friends that are not adding value to you, they add nothing to you. It's high time you do away with them. It's high time. The only thing you discuss is people. The only thing you discuss is events. Irrelevant events. If I ever have a friend for 3 years, 4 years, he has never for once added any value to your life, it's not meant to be in your circle of friends. He has never taken you to a seminar. He has never encouraged you to take a course. He has never encouraged you in your career. He has never brought a business opportunity to your table. He has never pushed you and said, okay, let's do this business together. He has never come around and said, okay, this course, I think this course is good for you. He has never said, okay, I think I'm seeing you, the way I'm looking at you, you are good at it. Why don't you go for this skill? Why don't you do this? Things that makes for your improvement. The only thing you do is to laugh together, to go to party and eat. It's high time to say goodbye. It's high time to say goodbye. It's better to be alone than to be in a company of friends that takes you nowhere. It's better to be alone and you are progressing, even though at a slow pace, than to be in the midst of friends, so-called friends, who take you nowhere. Rather, they are dragging you back. They are introducing you to bad things, bad vices, things that you have never done before. It's when you met them, you started thinking about those things. Because we can't talk national development when you have not developed. You can't be a policy, a change maker in your country when you have never even been able to change yourself. You can't talk about a transformed nation when even you have never experienced transformation. So it gets started with us. Be better. and the nation will get better. Let every Nigerian get better in all areas, academically, maritally, socially, business or entrepreneurship, agriculture, music-wise, in every area. When we get better as a citizen of this nation at individual level, it will reflect in the entire nation. Can I have my slide? And one of the tools which I explained to you for this personal development is education. Can I have the slide? Good. So if you can go to the slide, I'll need the second slide. Napoleon said something, and that is on my second slide. Maybe you have to go to OBS and switch. Now, Napoleon says something which will come up in the slide shortly. But if I'm to summarize what he said, he made us to understand that you can't talk about nation building without having everybody via the tool of education to be on the same page. Is it on? Okay, let me read from here. Now, he said, there cannot be a family established. There cannot be a family established political state unless there is a teaching body with definitely recognized principles. If the child is not taught from infancy that he ought to be a Republican or a monarchist or a Catholic or a free thinker, the state will not constitute a nation. It will rest on uncertain and shifting foundations, and it will be constantly exposed to disorder and change. Now, somebody might not understand that. I'm going to explain to you what that means. Now, 1 minute, please. Let me get it on the screen for you. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's take that. There cannot be a family what? Established political state unless there is what? A teaching body. Like what we are doing now, and many other great people across Nigeria who are trying to teach this new Nigeria, this rebirthing of our mindset, okay? With definitely recognize what? Principles. What that means is that forget about having an established political state or nation when there is no teaching body, and not just a teaching body that has a definite what? Recognize what? Principle. So if we are saying a new Nigeria, what are we talking about? As Nigeria as a nation come up and said, this is what characterized the new Nigeria we are talking about. This is our core value as a nation. This is our ethics. This is our, what do you call it now? Our vision that defines us anywhere we are at any time. Then let that thing be taught. And we already have an establishing teaching body like our school. All we need to do is to insert into our curriculum that if you should ask a primary school student, it can tell you, like, for instance now, I don't want to be religious, but apology to people from other religion. Now, the church where I attend, there's particular thing, what did they call that thing? This thing they recite, what do they call it? something like that. Now, they'll just say, I am a child of destiny. I am what God says I am. They already imbibe from that thing in them what they want them to become. And the more they say it, the more it settles in their subconscious and they begin to live it out. Let me tell you, we live from in outward. Any man you see that display anything outside, it started from where? Inside. Is there anything you ever did that you didn't think before doing it? Sincerely. Even as simple as some certain things are that you do, the reason why you thought you didn't think about it because you have done it over and over again, that your brain needed not your permission anymore for you to do those things. Especially those things that are common to life. Like now, you might not really have to think for you to use the toilet, isn't it? Maybe when you just go, you use, but actually you're thinking. But you are used to it because you've done it over and over